All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. We're going to take a look at Marathon, Soundhound, and Lucid on this one. And look, you know, if you watch my videos, I love hunting red to green. And that's somewhat forming right now, but there's always another side of the coin, and you can very easily see it here. Green, really quickly turn to red, right? So the rhyme definitely goes both ways, all right? And you gotta respect the lines, man. Like, the lines will help you kind of hopefully avoid this, right? Nothing's guaranteed, but again, what's happening now though is the better side of the coin, right? Hopefully this red can go to green. Beautiful break and interesting doji, right? So Marathon, excited to talk about it. And really what is driving it is something I mentioned not that long ago. So this is a good one. On 129, I talked about Bitcoin struggling with 43K. Once it broke it, it will be game over. It definitely broke, and you can see the game over that happened. You know what I mean? So real good things, obviously driven by the actual altcoins themselves, right? Soundhound, hey, I'll be honest with you, I don't think I saw any news. Let me know what I missed if I missed something, but lovely days to say the least, all right? So excited to talk about those charts for sure. And then Lucid, honestly, I'm not 100% sure what the chart looks like. That will be a pretty fresh one on this video. But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we will use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can, please subscribe to this channel. Share this video online with your friends. Comment good or bad if you disagree. I'm telling you, it's all good. It all helps these algorithms so much. And for real, just being here, giving me your time, oh man, I'm so grateful for it all right? So, Marathon. I think one of the big things to start with Marathon is something I don't say often, but I wish I said a little bit more. You more than likely will need to look outside of just where your money's at, okay? So, you know, for example, I always say take a look at the indices, right? Like, if you're in a tech stock, you should know what NASDAQ's doing, right? If you are in anything related to a miner or a crypto stock, you gotta look at the altcoins, right? And you probably gotta look at the biggest one, right? Bitcoin itself. So as Bitcoin was crushing, it was easy to see that this thing was going to go up, right? All of a sudden, we obviously had the nice little drop. All of a sudden, you see the same little drop here, right? And again, I go back to my thought. I know I put it on my chart readers one. It's just easier to find stuff on this one, the MEM one. Once we broke the 43K wall on Bitcoin, great things were going to happen. And you know, it's funny, Wolfpack right here basically said, look, and you know, I'm not here spoon feeding you charts, right? Like, tickers. There are a bunch of other people out there that will tell you they've got 90% accuracy and they'll just feed you. I'm not here to feed you anything, all right? But I'll give you thoughts. And if you use my thoughts well, you can turn them into plays, right? Nothing's financial advice, but yeah, that's what I like to do here, right? I like to give you the means to think. I think that's more valuable. That said, though, as that big wall broke, lo and behold, the big wall broke on just on most of the other ones, right? So I think this has a beautiful combination of, like I said, this nasty red, trying to go green. This thing is starting to pick up volume, which I love. It's starting to pick it up sustainably, which is even better. And we're talking about 116 million shares traded. That's a big number for any stock. You know what I mean? So volume is up there. MACD is positive. MACD is diverging. Again, diverging, just a fancy word for two lines going away from each other. Those are two lines going away from each other, right? And they're positive. It's good. It's beautiful. And though this RSI is a little high at 74, just zoom back out a little bit. And I mean, this thing was living at 78. Let's even go back a little further. Let's go to right here. This thing was at in the 70s, 76, 83, 84, 82, 87, 89, drops a little bit. I'm going to fast forward a little bit back to 85. Day before that was 85. Day before that was 82. Now going forward, 86, 80. This thing knows how to live in the high 80s, pushing into the near 90s, right? What was this one? 89.12 RSI on this day. This thing knows how to ride on up. So I think I am loving the MACD divergence and the nice little sustainable uptrend on volume to make me believe the RSI is going to want to push again. I really think that this thing at least wants 25. 25.40 is where I'm clicking right now. I think there's a decent shot that we run up to my 27.75 line. Big things will happen after that. If I don't even have lines above that. Look at that. I won't draw them yet because if I have to start drawing them, I'm probably going to start deleting a lot of things right here. And hey, look at this nice little trend line thing look at this bad boy. This was a really long trend line. That is a downward trend line that started from December 20. Oops, I moved it, whatever. That started from December 21 and ran all the way through March of 23 before it broke and we finally started making moves. So that's nice, actually. I would not have seen that if I didn't zoom out much. Nice. Marathon. This thing wants more. It's a nice thing, right? Let's take a look at the weekly. Man, look at this thing. We are over all 5 on the weekly. We are over all 5 on the daily. This needs to confirm a little bit better. I'm kind of making some assumptions that it wants, and I see it going down after hours. I do. I don't really care about that. Watch Bitcoin. If I'm not mistaken, Bitcoin's around 47K the last time I took a peek. I think I'm okay with that. I think as long as we don't, my voice cracked. As long as we don't go below 45 come Monday's open, I think I'll be okay with that. 45 just seems like a good round number. That seems like a good, like, human, I'm going to think 5s and 0s, right, number to me. So hold 45. I think this will pop to that line that I gave. What was it? 25-ish. Yeah, that sounds right. Cool. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Otherwise, we're going to take a look at, nope, not C, sound. Soundhound. All right, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Please subscribe and share. Gotta love these last 2 days. Oh my goodness, gotta love these last 2 days. I can't tell if this was a support line. I struggle to say that word. Wow. I don't know if it was a support line technical bounce. I don't. This volume is pretty insane. I didn't see any news, all right? I've also been a little on the sick side, so this last week I was a little bit blind to a lot of things. I am not exactly sure, but what we did was we got over this cluster nicely, and seems like we're going to want to be heading to this 20 moving average, okay? This right here, right, look at this Thursday, right, broke 1, 2, 3 moving averages. Friday ends up gapping over the 4th. And I mean, what I would essentially say is this confirms these while testing the 50. Okay. So in a maybe bad retreat, I think this can come down to 216. Otherwise, like I said, there's a lot of reason to believe this thing's about to head on up to 240. All right, and lo and behold, that 242 line has been the money line for a bit. It was in the 260s for a while. I remember that. The 200 moving averages has been coming on down. 242 is my money line right now. Get me over that resistance, and man, some amazing things can happen. Because again, look at this $2 to $3, like 240 to 3 something line. Green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 whole mess of nothing. Oh my God, a whole lot of red, a whole lot of nothing. Hopefully a beautiful escalator of green, 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 right? So, and arguably that might even go to here, to 360, right? So a lot would happen if this broke. Let me know if there was news I missed, all right? But yeah, right now I'm seeing a technical break of at least these three lines. And then, like I said, Friday gapping over and testing the fourth one, okay? Even if we close around that 219, 216 number, I would still want to wait for Tuesday to confirm the 50, okay? Because one more time, we've confirmed these three. This was a new broken one on Friday, right? So I do want to believe that we've broken the 50 and going on up, all right? Let's take a look at the IWM, the Russell, right? Russell is starting to look nice. Russell has now broken these because you can see that's a nice candle. That's a beautiful confirmation. This right here, so this Monday the 29th closes at 199.41. We closed at 199.34. So one thing I talk about is I like it to, obviously, this was a good candle, but I like getting over the biggest candle to the left. And none of them are crazy big, but this one is a couple pennies higher. And that's just a little disappointing in all honesty. You know what I mean? Because again, this one's in the 40s, this one's in the 30s, right? I still kind of like it though. Obviously the MACD did not go into the negative. It just kind of hovered the line and hopefully it's going to go back up. This RSI went from a crazy, well, not even crazy, actually a healthy 80, all the way down to a 50. Hopefully it goes back on up to a 50, right? Russell looks good. The IWM looks good, right? So hopefully that helps, sustain SOUNHOUND as well to go on up, right? So I think there are technical reasons for this. I can see it on my 167 line. I can see it on the technicals of the Russell. Let me know if there's other news, all right? Otherwise, I'm liking a MACD that looks like it's diverging and about to go positive. I'm liking an RSI that's still at a healthy 61 that's diverging and wants to go up. And this is a little unsustainable, but I think hopefully come Monday, we'll see 23 million shares. I think 23 million shares would be a beautiful number. And if we're looking for 23 million in a 7-hour day, we're basically looking for 3 million an hour, right? I think that's reasonable. I do. I think that's reasonable. Let's see what happens. Let's not come back down to $2. But hey, I am a little bit surprised that we're talking about $2 in all honesty. I'm glad that we're talking about $2 instead of dollars and worse, right? Because, yeah, Jesus, we said scary things would happen under that 152, and I'm glad we never really talked about that. So, SOUNDHOUND, yeah, let me know your... did I look at the weekly? I did. No, I did not. Look at that. Okay, so that 242 line is going to be a real test because, again, on the weekly, there are only 3 lines. So this 50 is the equivalent of the 200 at this point, right? That's a pretty long red line. I'm not going to count all these candles, but it seems like this might be close to 50 candles, and we might be getting ready to create the 100 on the weekly soon, if I had to guess. Because again, like I'm not right, but that's an extra 25. That's almost an extra 50, it seems like. We're getting close to it. So, got to get over that 242, and hopefully before that 100 forms on the weekly. That would be even lovely, all right? So, yeah, let me know your thoughts. Oh, you know where I'll end it? Let me just end it here. Palantir's crushing it. NVIDIA is crushing it. I don't know what C3 AI looks like. Oh, I just got to put in AI. Oh, AI is trying to pick up too. Interesting. All right. Those 3 are what I have ranked over SOUNDHOUND, right? So I think the crushing of those first 2 are maybe helping these 2. So I at least just wanted to flash those real quick. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Otherwise, let's round it out with Lucid. Oh, this is a little bit better of a chart than I thought this was going to be. Nice. Okay, real quick, if you can let me know your thoughts. If you could please subscribe and share. It does wonders with the YouTube algorithm. So, interesting. I did not know that Lucid has actually gotten over the 8 and the 20. All right, these 2 lines right here, the green and the orange line. So, with FSR, it never did it. All right, it got close a couple times. It never got over those 2 lines, and it just kept going down, down, down. Lucid, on the other hand, tried and failed, tried and held. That's not too shabby. The real issue I'm seeing is a lack of confirmation, though. Good candle, but this is not good enough because this one broke 2 lines. So not good enough, not good enough, not good enough, doji doji. Good candle, not good enough, not good enough, interesting doji. And I think this is an interesting doji because what did you close at? This day right here closes at 350. We're actually at 352. This doji is bigger than the biggest candle to the left. It's higher than, obviously not bigger, excuse me, but that's an interesting little doji right here, actually. I will be honest, I don't know what to think here. This 360, this 376 is going to be an even harder line because the 50 moving average is coming on it. Where did we get that line from? Was it that point? It was that point. It was this bottom. Excuse me. It was this bottom right here of November 2023. Man, as I zoom out too, you can see that this 50 moving average has been a pain. But we've at least tested it enough. Man. Because my other problem is NASDAQ's doing well. NASDAQ's actually doing really well. You know what I mean? And it's a little bit, man, I think this is going to go up to 376. I like this MACD. It's negative, but barely. And I like the divergence going on. I don't like this RSI, and really I don't like this volume because it's been consistently going down, right? But I think I wish there was just a little more confirmation that it broke the 8 and the 20, but I think I see an 8 that wants to keep going up. I think I see a 20 that's starting to curve on up. I think that this thing wants to at least test the 50. And like I said, we've had some moments that have actually gotten us to the 100 as well. And that's a not just red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 red. It might be a quick run if we can pass it up to 425 too. Lucid might be an interesting one to watch early next week to see if it can make a decent little move on up, because we're almost talking about adding $1. That's a decent 33% target if it could break a couple resistances, right? So 375, 376, whatever, will be really hard. If it could break that though, oh man, there's a real reason for 425. So interesting. I'm not sure if I've seen any news, but again, I like these technicals. I will say that. So just give me a little better volume. That's kind of the only lackluster thing here. Where's the weekly looking at? Look at this. We actually closed over the 8 on the weekly. Again, do I necessarily think that now we're going to start crushing it? No, not really. But I think it's fair to think that we might make a move to this. And look at that. That's that 412 number. We were talking about 425 on the daily. Gets over, gets to the 8, gets over the 8, gets to the 20, comes down, gets over the 8, makes its way to the 20, comes back down. I wouldn't mind riding this on up to here. And hey, maybe it's able to go on up a little bit. I'm starting to see maybe the MACD going on, trying to go to positive. But yeah, more than anything, I'm not here needing to believe that this 20 is going to break. But yeah, there's reason to believe we're going to go from down here to up here. Not too shabby. Yeah, Lucid, keep this one on your radar for next week, okay? Let me know your thoughts. Even if you disagree, I would appreciate it if you shared and subscribed. Thank you, thank you.